Ever notice how some people can just hold your attention right at the very start by sharing a story? That's what we're going to be unlocking today. This is actually a superpower that is going to be so beneficial to you, how to actually structure your YouTube script. This is where I'm going to give you a 3-part simple framework that you can actually use, taking your experience and turning that into YouTube content that people will actually want to watch. Here's the thing. Every really compelling YouTube video that you've ever watched uses some sort of framework for their content, and this is probably one of the most popular ones, and I'm going to be sharing it with you today. It's in 3 parts, and this is it. It's the problem, it's the story, and it's the lesson. I heard somebody say one time, an easy way to remember it is pumpkin spice latte, PSL. Well, I'm going to be breaking all of this down for you so that you can actually start crafting your experience, your stories into a script. Part 1 is the problem. This is where you want to start with the struggle. This is where people actually get connected and they say, yeah, I have that same problem. You can open up with something like, you've probably heard, or we all feel. At one point, I thought this. This creates immediate connection, and that's what you want to do. You want to connect and identify with your audience right at the very start as quickly as you can. So here's an example. Starting a YouTube channel after 40, everybody was saying it's way too risky, and I believed that until this happened. So you hook their attention by being relatable. Step 2 is the story. This is where you share the shift. You're going to use a personal story about that turning point of what happened to you in that moment. It can be a personal struggle or experience that can start off with like, I remember feeling it really hit me when, then one day everything changed when. And this is where you get to be vulnerable and real. And this is actually going to build trust. I know in this whole series that I'm doing, I'm sitting in my car again. This whole series has been fun doing it from my car, but there are times where the struggle is real. There's this vulnerability that I have of getting out and doing this, but I know that I want to do this for you because I've seen other people get started on YouTube and struggle. I've been there. I don't want you to struggle like I have. I'm giving you some steps that you can take today to make your start into YouTube a lot easier. After you share your story, then we're going to transition into an actionable step. And you can just say, here's what I learned, which leads us to point number 3, the lesson. This is where you deliver the lesson or the overall value of what you are trying to share with your audience. Transition into a practical takeaway like, here's what I would do instead. That's when I learned. Here's the solution I use now. So you want to keep it clear and you want to keep it simple and easy to understand for your audience. So to summarize it, you start with the struggle, you share the shift, and then you deliver the solution. So here's my challenge for you today. I want you to write your hook. That's going to be your opening. That's going to be where you start with the problem. And then you're going to start with a story. Think about some life experience that you have had, and this is where you're actually going to put that into your script. It doesn't have to be really long, actually. It could be something really short. It was that moment of discovery, that small journey that you took that unlocked what you were up against. And those are the things that you want to share. You can even share a metaphor. Next, I want you to write out the lesson. What is the practical application? What's the lesson that you want your audience to leave with? Now that you have all 3 of those components, the problem, the solution, or the problem, the story, and the lesson, put all of those together, write it out, and then I want you to just read it out loud. It might sound a little awkward to you reading out loud, but trust me, this is where you actually get to see and hear your script come to life. And you get to see how this framework actually puts everything into little chunks and it's easy for you to move from one section to the next. Hey, your story actually matters more than you think because there are people out there waiting to hear your story. Let me know in the comments below because I'd love to hear how you are actually putting this into use. So just say, I'm writing my script, or just say PSL. That would be awesome to hear from you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.